Hey guys, how is it going? Sam here. Welcome to another video on Sam's AWS learning series. So this is a last section on Route 53. In our previous session, we have seen how to create multiple EC2 instances backed by respective ELBs. So in case if you are wondering, this is my ELB which is serving two different EC2 instances, and this is my ELB address. So the moment I refresh it, it will route the traffic between instance 1 and instance 2 evenly. So you can see that it is changing to instance 2 now, and then if I go for refresh, it's taking me to instance 1. And this EC2 instance, I mean 2 EC2 instance plus 1 ELB, this is created in North Virginia section or the region, and then I have got 1 ELB coupled with one EC2 instance in Mumbai region as well. So this is the ELB address, and as you can see, it bears this unique tag which says Mumbai instance. So this is the setup which we have implemented so far, and let's log into AWS console and let's revisit Route 53 section. Let's go to hosted zone, and let's go to record sets. So SaMtheCloudGuy.click is the domain which we have registered with AWS, and I've got two different record sets created already. One is NS record and then SOA record. So let's create a record set. Before we proceed any further, what I'm trying to do is invoke this setup. I mean, we are going to use a simple routing policy, and we have already implemented Route 53, and we have EC2 instances. So whenever the user is requesting for the DNS, Route 53 will jump into action. It will serve or it will redirect the traffic to the specific or specified EC2 instance. So there is no complex logic involved in this. Let's try to implement this. So once you click on create record set button, here you get to actually enter the name. Maybe you can type in something like www, then rest of the domain name will stick with it, www.samthecloudguy.click. In this case I'm not gonna do it. Let's go with naked domain, and this is a alias record, right? So we'll have to select alias, and if you are wondering, you can hover your cursor over here and it's gonna show you this tip. If you want this record set to be an alias for an AWS resource, please select this option as yes. An alias record set is similar in some ways to CNAME or canonical name record set. One of the differences is that you can create an alias for the zone apex. Alias record sets are supported only for DNS record types A and A quadruple A record. So this we have already covered in the theoretical session, and not gonna jump into the details anymore. So let's go ahead and select yes, and then we'll have to select a target. So if you remember, we have got two different ELBs, one in Mumbai region and one in North Virginia area. So I'm gonna select the very first ELB, so that all the traffic when we hit this naked domain or alias address, it's gonna route all the traffic to that particular ELB. And here you get to select different routing policies. We have got a drop down which contains all five routing policies. We have simple, weighted, latency, failover, and finally geolocation. So as I was telling you, we are going to stick with simple. We will see it in action. So select simple and evaluate target health. This will give you an option wherein Route 53 can check the health of the record set that this alias record set points to. So if you want if you want to enable this target health target health evaluation, you can click on that. I'm not gonna do it. Let's click on create button, and here you can clearly see that SaMtheCloudGuy dot click. It'll take me directly to this particular target. So let's quickly try to hit SaMtheCloudGuy dot click. Since it's a naked domain or alias, only thing you need to type it in is this SaMtheCloudGuy dot click. The moment you hit the page, you can see that traffic is routed to instance 2. Let me refresh it, and now you can see the traffic is handled by EC2 instance, the first instance. So it's gonna keep on changing. Instance 1 will be serving the traffic, and then all of a sudden instance 2 will come into picture. So that this is how you implement a simple routing policy. Only thing you need to remember is, as the name says, it's simple. There is no complex logic involved. You will have to select your target. In our case, I've selected my ELB as the endpoint, wherein the moment I hit the DNS address, it's directly going to direct me to ELB address. So that's how simple routed policy will be used. And next thing, let's take a look at how we can implement weighted. If you remember this diagram from our theoretical session, Route 53 theoretical session, this is how weighted will be in action. User will request for a specific alias record or a website domain name. Route 53 will jump into action. It will try to resolve the DNS record, and then based on the weight, we get to set, or we get to define weight, and based on the weight which we have allocated, EC2 instances will be serving the traffic. If EC2 instance 1 has more weight, definitely most of the traffic will be taken care by instance 1 or resource 1, and the lesser the weight is, less traffic will be routed to the other instance. So anyway, let's go back to AWS console and see this in action. Let's do a cleanup of the record set which we have created for the purpose of demonstration of simple routing policy. Click on delete record set and confirm this. So to implement weighted routing policy, this is the weight which we are going to run the show with. 75% will be routed to our North Virginia EC2 instances, 2 instances, and then we are going to route rest of it 25 weight which will be allocated to another ELB which is in Mumbai region. So I'm gonna quickly go back, and then let's create a record set. I'm gonna stick with naked domain, so I don't need to worry about it. So let's change it to weighted, and let's set the weight as 75. Let's say Virginia. Let's change this to alias, since we are running the show with the same thing. And as I said, 75, that weight is associated with, or we are going to allocate it to our North Virginia site, the ELB which is placed in North Virginia. It's this from US East 1 region. You can easily identify that. And one more ELB which I have is in AP South 1, which is Mumbai ELB. So I'm gonna select North Virginia ELB here, and we are all set. Weight is 75. I've set an ID as N Virginia, and I'm not gonna do any target health check. Let's click on create, and just to verify, let's try to hit our DNS. So you can see that this is served by our North Virginia ELB. Let's quickly go back and create one more record set. I'm not gonna add any name here. Let it be the alias record. Let's select alias, and target, I'm gonna select it as Mumbai ELB. Routing policy, I'll be changing it to weighted, and then here weight I'm providing it as a 25, and I'll say Mumbai. I'm gonna click on create. So that's it, guys. This is how you will be allocating weight or weighted routing policy to your DNS. All you need to do is create record sets and allocate specified or the required weight. So as I said, in our case 75% was allocated to ELB, which is in North Virginia, and 25, that's a weight which we have allocated to the Mumbai ELB. Let's go back and try to hit the URL. So the traffic, it's handled by, most of the traffic is handled by our North Virginia ELB. Let's keep on refreshing it. And since weight is in action, I mean weighted routing policy is in action, if you keep on refreshing the page, most of the time you will be seeing instance 1 or instance 2, because traffic will be taken care by ELB, which is in Northern Virginia, and then eventually you are going to see Mumbai ELB. It will be very less, because the weight which you have allocated to it, it's 25%, but that's how you can do it. Maybe you can change the weight to 50-50, and you will be able to see the change quickly. That's how you implement weighted routing policy. And moving on to the next, which is latency based routing policy. So if you remember from our theoretical lesson, this was the diagram which I was using. So we have got couple of users, and based on low latency, EC2 instance or ELB will be picked, and that will be serving the traffic. So in our case, if somebody is trying to access our website from US region, for them Northern Virginia will be easier, I mean because of low latency, and traffic will be served by that particular Northern Virginia ELB. And if the user is trying to access the website from India, obviously if the traffic will have to go all the way around and reach North Virginia, latency will be too much. So in that case, we have already an available ELB in Mumbai, and latency will be very less. So in that case, user 2 who is browsing or who is trying to hit the website from India, the traffic will be served by the ELB which is in Mumbai. So it's simple as that. Because of the low latency, traffic will be routed to the corresponding instance. So let's quickly go back. Let's do a cleanup of the record sets which we have created part of that last demo. I'm gonna click on delete record set, and I'm gonna confirm it, and there we go, we are all set. Let's click on create record set, and alias record. So let's select it, and then routing policy which we are going to select is latency. So here you need to select the, or you need to specify the region that before that let's select the alias target. So my ELB which is in Northern Virginia, it's in US East 1. So let's select that as the target, and US East 1 is the target or region, and I'm gonna say Northern Virginia. Let's click on create. Let's quickly create one more, and again alias record. Target will be Mumbai ELB, endpoint will be that, and latency based again. Region, you can easily find it from the ELB name, it's AP South 1. So let's select AP South 1, and let's call it as Mumbai, and I'm gonna click on create. There we go, we are all set. So the next thing is you can hit your URL or the DNS name, and there we go. Since I'm connecting from India, based on the low latency, it is connecting me to Mumbai, and that's how it is. If you are connecting from maybe North Virginia or somewhere places near to that ELB, you will be taken to that particular ELB endpoint. It's all about low latency, providing a low latency route. So let's quickly go back and do a cleanup of this created record sets. Let's click on delete, and there we go, it's clean. Let's move on to the next routing policy. So the next thing is failover routing policy. I'm not gonna do a lab session on this. Let's I'll explain you how to do it. So whenever a user is trying to hit that particular website, Route 53 will come into action, and we can configure a primary site and a secondary site. Primary can be associated with our ELB1, which is in North Virginia, so all the traffic will be routed to primary. And if something happens and there is a downtime for my Northern Virginia EC2 instances or ELB, health check is failing or something, and those instances are unavailable. In that case, traffic will be routed to my secondary instance. So I can configure secondary as my Mumbai regions ELB or EC2 instance. And in that case, if primary is unavailable, traffic will be routed to the secondary, and secondary will become active. So that's the concept. And how you can achieve it, same thing. You can click on create record, and all you need to do is select failover, and as the name says, here you can configure primary and secondary. One more thing which you wanted to do is configure health check, and that can be done by going into this section, creating a health check. And you have different options. Either you can configure it to endpoint, or status of other health checks, or you can even associate with a CloudWatch alarm. And these are the things which you can do. And path, in our case, it's going to be index.html, and you can configure it. That's how you will be implementing failover routing policy. Moving on to the final routing policy, we have got geolocation. So this is the slide or the diagram which I was using in the theoretical session for Route 53, and based on users geographical location, Route 53 will decide and it will pick up the nearby instance, and traffic will be routed to that particular endpoint. And here I have got another user. User is from country 2, and if I have an EC2 instance or ELB running on that country, traffic will be routed to the same instance. So it's all simple. As the name says, geolocation, it's based on the user's location, and traffic is gonna be routed to that particular or nearby instances or nearby resource. So let's quickly see how we can achieve it. And let's go to hosted zone and go to record sets. We don't have any leftovers from the earlier routing policy, so we are good. We can click on create record set, and the alias record target will be it's trying to load the targets. Let's give it a couple of seconds. Yeah, there we go. So we have two ELBs, one in North Virginia, US East one, and then we have Mumbai regions ELB as well. So I'm going to select my Northern Virginia region, and routing policy, I'm going to select it as geolocation, and here I can choose the location. So since this is in US, let's say something like United States. So people who are trying to access the website from this country or location, you can say US, endpoint will be this particular ELB. So you can even fine tune it. You have an option to select the sub locations as well. So that's how it is. I mean, the beauty of AWS and how flexible it is. Let's click on create, and let's go ahead and create one more. Again, another alias record. So target, it will be Mumbai ELB. Routing policy which we are going to use is geolocation, and the location which I want to select is India. So customers or users who are accessing the website and their origin is India, then traffic will be routed to this particular Mumbai region's ELB. I'm gonna click on create, and that's it, guys. This is how it is. I mean, it's a simple way how we can achieve all these routing policies. Before we wind up the session, I know this is a lengthy session. Entire Route 53 lab, it was like split it into two parts, and this is the final part. Let's quickly do the cleanup. You'll have to delete the records, go back to the dashboard, and hosted zone again. You'll have to delete the hosted zone, and you can read this and then click on confirm. I'm gonna go ahead and click on confirm, and that's it. The domain which we have registered, it's all gone. What I need to do next is remove the ELBs from North Virginia plus Mumbai region. Let's quickly go to EC2 section. Let's terminate the EC2 instances. I've got two running instance here, so I'm gonna quickly terminate them. Select both, and then actions, instance state, terminate. Yes, I want to terminate this, and then navigate to ELB section as well. So in here we have got our Northern Virginia ELB. Let's remove that as well. Actions and click on delete. Yes, we need to delete it. That's it. Quickly change the regions to Mumbai, so that I can get rid of EC2 instance and that ELB which I've placed in this particular region, Mumbai. So there we go. Let's click on delete, and that's it. It's been deleted, and instance running on Mumbai region, let's kill that. So this is my instance. Let's terminate it. That's it, guys. So thanks a lot for watching the video. Let me know if you have any questions or queries in the comment section below.